Hello, my name is Eddie Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Service International Limited. Here's your daily technical analysis of LME 3-month copper and aluminium. I'll start with LME 3-month copper. A bearish black crow yesterday, coming as it did after the previous session's indecisive doji cross, an earlier immediate countering bearish dark cloud cover pattern, and bearish opening black Marabozo plus, and I say this again very carefully, a possible bearish belt hold pattern. Well, I am very minded to call the bearish belt hold pattern the real thing, with a possible pipe top formed over the weekend, last weekend as well. Why is this all important? It is very simple. I am very cautious about the bearish belt hold pattern because it is one of the most powerful bearish candlestick patterns known. And its recognition, if it is true, and it seems to be so, may likely have seismic implications. Overall, the earlier recent action had been a trigger to a new possible large pattern. The market previously punched up through the second of two overhead congestion bands. I'd mentioned earlier last week, and I quote, two overhead congestion bands, the first between 81.77 to 82.39 and the second between 83.50 to 84.24. In between them we have the late August high at 83.18. End of quote. Prices even went as high over this time as just over the 50% Fibonacci line, the October 2020 to March 2022 move at 85.56 for a second consecutive session. However, the move was not sustained, and there's this lack of sustainability that has and is troubling me, especially as we closed yesterday well below the 83.50 to 84.24 congestion band and almost into the next congestion band between 81.77 to 82.39. Thus, this now puts at risk what I'd previously seen in the action since June to date. A possible W pattern is at risk. The big W is a derivation of the double bottom, but on a larger scale. I had previously indicated a primary target X for this pattern in the 90.90 area, and the secondary harder to reach target X1 in the 97.50 area. This is now the third session I've placed a question mark over all of this. It's now important to see what happens should prices drop down to the January 2021 high at 82.39. Caution on this, please. And so far today, a slightly higher open but a big move lower into the 81.77 to 82.39 congestion band below, reaching all the way to the bottom, but as yet not pushing through it. Below this congestion band, we have limited support at 81.53, 81.40, and the lesser Fibonacci line at 80.16. The rest is below 8,000. LME 3-month aluminium. A bearish engulfing pattern yesterday, which wasn't that hard, as the previous session was an indecisive doji cross. This is a continuation lower from the tweezer top type action made over the weekend. Prices this time punched down and closed clear below the 24.41 congestion. Topside, we still have the congestion at 25.08, whilst below, some distance below, we have the June 2018 high at 23.53. And the flatlining medium moving average currently 23.38, seemingly creating their own congestion band as well. This now places a real big question mark over the recent idea of a late August to early November diamond bottom pattern, something I've been harping on about for a while now, or at least it puts a question mark over it being a bullish diamond bottom, and maybe might becoming a diamond continuation or diamond bearish pattern. Something I've been harping on that for a while. So I had previously indicated potential upside targets for this diamond pattern. The issue with this is that the primary target in the 25.60 area is on the edge of a series of 4 congestions that could effectively be seen as one large one. And the secondary harder to achieve target X1 in the 26.52 area is well within this one single congestion. Thus we have congestions overhead at 25.63 to 25.81, then at 26.08 to 26.22, and then 26.50 to 26.75. Things are not looking that good for the targets above for the diamond pattern. So far today, a slightly higher open, but then a drop down to test the lows of yesterday at 23.85, which are holding at the moment. Thank you for listening. The short version broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted with this broadcast. Copyright is Eddie Tofpik and ADM Investor Service International Limited. And here comes the final bit.